Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to the part 2 of mastering Docker files. Okay, now in the first part we looked at how to write a simple Docker file for a Golang application. Okay, we were able to build the Docker image, we were able to run it, we were able to access the terminal of our container that was running, and then we were able to stop the container from running, right? So if you look at Docker images, this is the image that we built. Okay, now in today's video and the subsequent videos, we're going to look at how to optimize the Docker image that we built. Okay, now there are several ways we can optimize it. All right, one of the ways is what we are going to talk about today, which is using cached layers in Docker files, or in writing Docker files for building Docker images. Okay, all right. Now, since we are going to rewrite the Docker image, let me remove the one that we built first, which is the build me. So I'll do docker rmi. This will remove the Docker image, and then you add an image ID or the image name, right? Okay, so if I do Docker images again, you see that that image is deleted. All right, so remember we did that project in intro Dockerfile repo. Okay, so this is everything in here. Here we have this directory. So for the second one, let's create a new directory called we call it cached layers / Dockerfile. Okay, and then I'm gonna copy. Now there are files and directories inside these folders, and so I have to copy recursively from the intro files. I have to copy everything into the directory 02, our new directory. Okay, so if I cd into our new directory, list it, you have everything here. Okay, so I'm basically gonna edit this Docker file. All right, let me clear the screen. So vi Dockerfile. So this is the Docker file that we wrote earlier. Now, order of Dockerfile instruction matters very much. Okay, so the fact that we write this before that, all that matters. Okay, because it builds it from one line to the other. Okay, so think of it like you stacking a set of pancakes together. Okay, one on top of the other. That's kind of how Docker files are written, or that's how Docker files build a Docker image. Okay. All right. So because of that, when you run a build, the Docker builder tries to reuse the layer from earlier builds. Okay. Let's say the source code remains the same. So Docker builder will skip this layer, and then let's take, for instance, something changed here. Okay. It will not go all the way from the beginning to start building now. It will start from here and then build all the way down. Okay. So wherever the changes are affected is where the build process starts, because the earlier processes have been cached. Okay. Now, because of that, if a layer has changed since the last build, then it means that layer, let's say this has changed since the last build, this layer has to be built again, and every layer below it has to be built again. Okay, which kind of creates a problem. If you make changes to the source code, which is going to be in SRC, and everything below it, everything from that point on has to be built again, remember, nothing has changed here. The modules that we used to build the Golang application nothing has changed there. Okay, but because this command is below that command, all of it has to be redone, which is not good. It's not very efficient. So we have to do something about that. Okay, and so you have to rearrange things around and try to bring in some more commands to simplify stuff. Instead of copying everything to the source code directory, I'm rather gonna copy the Go module, okay, and the Go sum module into the current directory, which is still the source directory. Okay. Now remember, these files are already inside the code that we had at the beginning. Remember, I'm sure you've seen this in there. Okay. This helps with the downloading or installing the dependencies. All right. And then after that, you go on to download the Golang dependencies. Okay. And now we will copy everything. Okay. If you look at how the code is structured now, if we effect any changes in our source code, building the image won't cause the builder to download the dependencies each time. At this point, if any changes are made to our source code, only this match commands or instruction will be run. Okay. Unlike earlier, where you have to run the whole thing from here downwards. Okay. I hope that is clear. Save this. Okay. If I cut Dockerfile, yeah, so the changes are effected right here. Okay. And then Docker images, there's only one, which is a hello world. This is from installing Docker engine on your server. So let's now build our Docker image. I'm going to use the previous command, so you can use the app key to do Docker build, and the tag is still build me. All right, and then dot, and it will start building your Docker image. Build is successful. Gonna clear the screen. Then when I do Docker images, okay, so this is our new build. All right, so that's one of the ways to optimize your Docker file, okay, using layered cache by rearranging some of the commands or even adding extra commands in there to reduce the amount of work Docker has to do to build an image, especially for a process that the builder has already run. You don't need to rerun that again and all that. Yeah. Part 3, we will use the multi-stage technique to build our Docker image faster and also to make the output smaller. The size is 385 megabyte, which is quite big compared to how the size would be if we use multi-stage build. Okay, so I'll see you in the next part of this series. Thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe to this channel for more videos.